This is your April Elementary video newsletter about all things curriculum for April at Christ Church. So I'm going to start with week 2 because, week 1's already happened and, I was on vacations and out of the office. So here we go. We got the most important stuff though. Here we go. Week 2. Actually, before I get started, let me just do this real quick. This is your binder. I know, many of you know. If you haven't browsed through the volunteer handbook recently, it might be a good idea to just refresh your mind on emergency procedures and all that kind of good stuff in there. If you ever, if you want to, there is a curriculum overview tab that kind of gives you a real quick rundown of what's happening each week in there. And then, of course, here is your attendance. There's always, right here, there would usually be your, let's see, where are they? Your service plan, so you know what to do at what time. Maybe look at that. And then your curriculum. Just always double check that you're on the correct week of the month. Week 1, etc. And there's all your instructions. And then here, look, here's all these papers, all your copies and things for the students. But sometimes if there's a lot, look, there's another segment of them. Okay, so be sure to look very carefully. Don't just get stuck on one page. Look through that binder and make sure you turn all the pages till you get to the next week's tab. So we're going to be on week 2. So here we go. Here's the curriculum. This is called, it says it's a grid puzzler key, but it's got I put it on Facebook. It's a nonogram, and there are instructions. There's a video from YouTube that I posted on our Facebook volunteer group to kind of show you how to do one of these puzzles, because I've never done one and you might be the same. So get on there and check out, or you can just look it up, that puzzle. And then so there's several things, and that this has all the copies that you need in here for week 2. So just want to make sure, usually also, and I'll make sure that there is at the front of every binder is the coordinator phone numbers. I'm no longer putting that on the service plans, but if you need to know a phone number of which coordinator is working that day, you can look up their phone numbers here. It's on the first page, okay? And so that is there for you. It should always match, which classroom you're in and what time that you're teaching. So there was an incident this past week where somebody accidentally used supplies that were in the week 2 bags, and they did something with them in the week 1 bag. And so unfortunately the next week those supplies wouldn't have been there if I hadn't seen it. So I was able to catch it, and I was able to resupply it. I luckily had bought extra of that, but just make sure, double check that the bag of supplies that you're using is for the current week that you're teaching. And if you have question, text me or text one of the coordinators. I'm looking at week 2, and it's Palm Sunday, and that's very exciting. You guys have that grid puzzler that I told you about. And then we are doing this, there's palm branches and roadblocks, so that's kind of like a game. And then you have these puzzled palms. Well, I have changed this activity a bit because I wanted the kids to have these, so I bought them. And so I'm changing this activity, and so they can use these. So you were supposed to use puzzle pieces and paint them and then stick them on something to look like this. But so we have this. And you were going to put them on here on the canvases and then write the Bible verse on them. So what I propose is, I've got everyone, you should have green paint, and you should have some paper plates. So you'll need to set up a craft area where you'll just put green paint in the paper plate so kids can get it. And actually they can dip like a portion of their plants either side in the green paint, and then you're going to want them to smash it on here and just to make the imprint of the leaf shape on here. And then you're going to want to let that dry. In the service plan, I know I put this thing first and then do a different activity, let these all dry, go do the other activities, and then come back to it. And then you're supposed to take, or they are supposed to take a marker and use the leaves to write their Bible verse on. That part of the description you will follow. So just green paint, dip, press. Actually, you want to first write their name on the back, and then dip, press, let dry, come back to it later, write the Bible verse on, take it home. Okay, so sometimes we just have to change it up. Okay, and so that's for week 2, and then guess what? Week 3 is seems like my video is pausing on me. So week 3 is Easter, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of kids, I hope. And so we are preparing. You guys have an escape room activity to do in your small group time. So I'm not really planning for you to go outside. It might take you some extra time to go through these activities. They've got some puzzles and some activities to do, and you guys are gonna have these cash boxes with a bunch of locks, and these locks, like each lock is labeled. Let's see if I can show you. This one is labeled 15, and then the matching keys is labeled D. So all these locks will be put on the chain here, and then you're going to put the keys in the bucket, and the kids will have to solve problems to get to the right key and the right lock. So they'll have about, I think it's 7 locks to unlock to figure out who the winner is. And we will try to have enough in like the 1st and 2nd grade room. We'll probably have at least 2 groups that you can do that activity with. So you'll probably have to split up into a couple teams and do the same activity just with a smaller group of kids than trying to do it with the whole group. But I highly recommend reading through these instructions carefully for the Easter. It's puzzled. Yours is going to be labeled, K through 5 starter, week 3, and it's going to be in the Easter Sunday schedule. So when you view the schedule, it's going to have everything from early childhood through elementary. So be sure and read through that really carefully, so you come knowing kind of how you're going to use the supplies and how to manage everything, because it'll be really fun. And the clues, they're really not too hard, but I think it'll be fun for the kids to go through that and kind of experience Easter in a little bit different way. And then week 4 is, and by the way, there's going to be Peeps. They can eat the Peeps if they don't have an allergy, and we'll need to put out the allergy signs on the wall. On the entrances, I'll have clips and make sure we have copies of those allergy signs, so you can put those up for parents. And week 4 seems pretty tame after we have all of that. So should be a good month for us. And thank you so much for serving, and I hope to see you all at the appreciation dinner. Bye-bye.